Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrat Maulana Qamar Uzzaman Saheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Saturday morning, the 19th of Zulhijjah 1444, corresponding with the English date 8th of July 2023. Hazrat Wala starting off speaking about Amar bil Ma'ruf and Nahi Anil Munkar. Hazrat Wala is saying that, listen, we learn from all of this here that when a person does Amar bil Ma'ruf, commanding that which is good, enjoining that which is good, and prohibiting from that which is improper and evil, what all of that, a person has to have the correct niyat. Amongst other things, his niyat has to be correct. Together with that, he must have ilm and knowledge of ma'ruf and munkar, that which is correct and that which is incorrect. Secondly, after that is the way and the methodology in which he presents what he is going to present. That the tartib, how will he speak to the person? In what way will he approach this particular subject? He will present it in such a way that it will have a profound and deep effect, due to which salah, goodness and righteousness can be created. Because if a person is unaware of all of this here, then it is greatly possible that he will prohibit someone from doing the correct thing and command them to do that which is wrong. Or also he may fall into this type of a confused state, where on the occasion of being strict and hard, he may adopt compassion and vice versa, due to which the effects of Islah may then be turned upside down and the desired effects may not be achieved. The crux of all of this here is that when a person is carrying out, there is shara'it, prerequisites and conditions for Amr bil Ma'ruf that have been mentioned. Meaning, he should do it with compassion, gentleness and softness. Together with that, he has to have the quality of tolerance as well. Also, he has to have fiqh, good understanding and knowledge regarding how to do tabligh. So, in simple, together with the correct rectification of his niyat, he needs to embellish and adorn himself with all these other good characteristics for him to carry out Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahi Anil Munkar. It is only then, when he collects all of this and puts it together, that he will get nusrat and the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, we are bound for both of these things, meaning rectification of the niyat and even the style and the manner in which we carry it out. It is then that the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will then come. So when a person, together with ikhlas, he has compassion and shafqat, gentleness in this year, and he carries out and does what he has to do, it will create love and it will bring acquaintance to the person who is in front of him. Therefore, that person then will accept it gladly. Whereas if a person adopts hardness, harshness, etc., then the effects of it could be quite opposite. The person may not just so readily then accept it. And if a person is confused and he doesn't know at that time what is the demand, then for that person there, lean and gentleness, compassion, then that is stipulated for him. Also, tolerance is an important, fundamental and prerequisite and condition for such a person, because it is greatly possible that when this person goes on this errand to do Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahi Anil Munkar, it is greatly possible that people may say this or that or the other to him, due to which he would then have to tolerate. So the end result will become this, that in a situation like that, he may panic and he may leave the work completely, or it may come into a situation of fighting, debating, etc., which is absolutely harmful. And in such a situation, leave alone Islah, there will be nothing other than that of confusion, corruption, etc. So, when a person is doing this here, and he does what he has to do, then just after a few days, Allah Ta'ala will show him the fruits of his efforts. And people themselves will come to understand that this person is not one who would harm us. And there is only hope of benefiting from him and nothing else. And people will turn their attention to him, and in a short time, genuine work will be taken from him. However, magar, shart yahi hai कि काम कायदा से किया जाए. The main important factor here to keep in mind is to do the work according to the principles. And that is simply that it should be according to the sunnah and the way and tariqah, the sirat of the Anbiya alayhimus salatu wassalam. Allah Ta'ala points this out to us in the Quran Majid. Ud'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmah wal maw'idhatil hasanah wajadilhum billati hiya ahsan. That call to the path of your Rabb with wisdom and with good admonition, and relate to the people in the best possible way. Billati hiya ahsan. This work of Dawat and Tabligh is nothing new. Rather, it has been coming from the people of the past. More so, we can even take it to a further extent and say this year that Dawat ilallah was actually the mansab and the work of the Anbiya alayhimus salatu wassalam. It was then after that the Sahaba then took it on, and then after that those who accompanied the Sahaba, and then that silsila and this chain of this year has come from generation to generation until it has reached our akabirin and our mashayikh, here where we see it in front of us. So on it is the stamp of none other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is no harm in it. There is no fear of harm in it. And do not bring about any way from your side because then it will be regarded to be bid'ah and hadith fid deen, something that you are bringing about from your own side, which will be disliked by Allah and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now that, Hazrat Wala is saying the ta'limat of Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, this is from the Risala Marifat Haq. Hazrat Wala is also saying, when I went to Kanpur, Hazrat Maulana Muhammad Sayyid Ahmad Sahab also spoke about that in his waz. He said, think when you are doing, how should I say, who am I addressing, what to do, what style to adopt. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to quote these ibarat and these texts of the Mujaddid Hazrat Imam Ghazali rahimahullah. Rather, Allama Zamakhshari in Kashaf also speaks about this article and the importance of it. كيف نباشر وبمن نباشر ومتى نباشر, that how will we do it, when will we do it, with who will we do it, how, when, all these things are very, very important. Otherwise, it will be as if the person has the correct niyat, but because he is not carrying it out in the correct manner, he will adulterate and pollute that good work with nothing other than that of poison. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab taught us Ihya'ul Ulum, all the jilds, sabak after sabak, the Ihya'ul Ulum of Imam Ghazali. In fact, we have the original copies here. We had the nishanat and the notes that we had made. So it's ilm and hilm and rifq as well. Another one also is speaking about is da'wat, the invitation towards inviting someone for a meal. What are the etiquettes there? So the etiquette is the person, the host who is inviting, then he should invite those who are saintly and pious, not those who are flagrant and open sinners. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has mentioned that akala ta'amakumul abrar. He mentioned this here in his dua when he went and he made dua. What did he say? May the pious eat your food. In another hadith we learn, La ta'kul ta'am. Again here, La ta'kul illa ta'ama taqiyyin, that do not eat except the food of a saintly person, meaning from both sides. وَلَا يَأْكُلْ طَعَامَكَ إِلَّا تَقِيٌّ, and only a pious person should eat your food. وَيَقْصُدُ الْفُقَرَاءَ دُونَ الْأَغْنِيَاءِ, and also عَلَى الْخُصُوص. Specifically, it's mentioned also to make part and parcel of these invitations and special intention to feed the less fortunate as compared to those who are well off. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is mentioned, Sharrut ta'am al-walima yud'a ilayhi al-aghniya dun al-fuqara. The worst type of food is that type of a walima invitation to which the rich are invited and not the poor. And also an important part of etiquette is that you should not forget, abandon and leave aside in your invitation your relatives, because when you do that it will create something in them. What will it create in them? It will create some type of a wahshat, and it will take them further away. It will break family ties, etc. And the tartib and the order then will go accordingly thereafter, meaning inviting one's friends and those who are acquainted, etc. So when you're doing that also, when you invite some and you did not invite the others, it will create some type of a problem in the hearts of those who are not invited. Also, when he is inviting, then his niyat should not be that of showing, boasting, etc. Rather, it is to bring close and to make acquainted the hearts of the believers, and also to practice on the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in feeding people food. Also, idkhalu surur ala qulubil mu'minin, to let or bring about happiness to the hearts of the believers. And also it is suitable not to invite that person who you know that it will be difficult for him to answer your invitation, or if he comes he would be harmed by those who are present for some reason or the other. And it is suitable to invite that person that who is also going to answer and say yes to his invitation. We continue, and here we have in front of us, Hazrat Wala is reading out Hazrat Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala an ki nasihat. وقال العباس رضي الله تعالى عن لابنه عبد الله إني أرى هذا الرجل يعني عمر رضي الله تعالى عن يقدمك على الأشياخ فاحفظ مني خمسا. Hazrat Abbas radiallahu ta'ala an says to his son Abdullah that I see this person, referring to Amirul Mu'mineen Umar radiallahu ta'ala an, he is giving you preference and he is promoting you, allowing you to progress in his gatherings amongst the ashyakh, the shuyukh, the elderly people, the saintly people, the knowledgeable people, and you are so young. So, oh my beloved son, remember 5 important things which I am about to tell you. لا تفشين له سرا, that you should not let loose any of his secrets. ولا تغتابن عند أحد عند أحد. The ibarat here also needs to be rechecked as well. And you should not backbite in his presence about anyone. Also thirdly, وَلَا يَجْرِبَنَّ عَلَيْكَ كَذِبًا, that he should not experience from you any type of lies, because you're going to be, he has brought you so close to him, so don't, he will say some type of secrets to you. Do not dishonor those secrets, meaning do not let it loose. Do not backbite about anyone in front of him, and let him not experience any lies from your side. Do not disobey him, number 4, in any matter. And let him not come to know about any deception from your side. Now Sha'bi, these are the 5 hidayat and nasihats that he has given his son. Sha'bi rahimahullah says, كل كلمة من هذه الخمس خير من ألف. Every one of these 5 advices are greater than 1,000. Each one is greater than 1,000 nasihats put together. He is running his hukumat. He is running the entire Islamic empire. He may say something to you, and you may say to someone else, due to which harm would come to the Islamic Sultanate, the empire, the Khilafat, rather the Muslims as well. And also follow these things, otherwise this nearness and proximity that he has chosen and allowed for you, all of that will come to an end. You know, Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, on one occasion, a certain person was putting oil in his head, and at that time he started backbiting another person. This brought so much of trouble and displeasure to the heart of Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab that he never allowed this person the opportunity again to come and put oil on his head. And he spoke about this over and over again, that listen, this is what people do. They do this, they do that. They realize now that they have become close to the Sheikh. The Sheikh allowed them now into the private chamber. They put in oil, and now they would poison the ears, the heart, the mind of the Sheikh regarding other people. So this here is the ibarat of Ihya'ul Ulum. What to say about it? Hazrat Maulana Ali Mian Sahib used to say that the ibarat and the Arabic of Ihya'ul Ulum is such that today when we read it, it is as if you are reading modern day Arabic, which is fitting exactly into the zamana, easy to read, easy to understand. Hazrat Wala thereafter also gives an example. We're speaking about Salah, Reformation, Tarbiyat, etc. Quotes two incidents. One waqi'ah is this of a woman who would become so pleased when her son used to steal eggs from the neighbors, and she used to become so pleased, and she would then start singing and chirping like a nightingale. वो चहचहाती थी जैसे बुलबुल चहचहाती है. That my son brought this today. Nevertheless, time went on and he started getting involved in even major and greater crime, due to which eventually then he was going to be executed, or his hands were then going to be amputated. At that time, when he was brought there to the square and people had gathered, he started speaking so ill of his mother. And then people said to him, "Oh, what's it with you? At a time like this, people cry and remember their parents. They make dua for their parents. They cry in longing for their parents. You are swearing at your mother." He said then, he went on to say that if my mother stopped me at the very, very start, where I started this type of thing, today, this day in my life would have not come. That I have to be executed, or my hands would now have to be chopped and amputated. So this is Islah, and this is the tarbiyat that we're supposed to be doing. The second waqiyah that Hazrat Wala quotes is that of a buzruk, a saintly person, wali of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He says to his wife when she conceived and she fell pregnant that, listen, do not do anything wrong, do not do anything in the disobedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, more so now because you are carrying this life in your womb. Nevertheless, she gives birth, time goes on, this young boy now starts growing up, and then one day it comes that he steals. Nevertheless, calculating, doing this, doing that, this buzruk then addresses his wife and he says, "But tell me, when you were holding this child of ours in your womb, when you were carrying him, at that time, didn't you do something? Think hard." And she says, "No, I can't remember of anything. Yes, so much. You know, the branches of the tree of the neighbor were hanging over into our yard, and I ate from those fruits." So he said, "No, that's it. Just hold it right there. That's it. That's exactly it. That was theft from your side. You understood it to be unassuming. It's just this or that. But in reality, the essence was it was theft. And the effects of it had fallen onto our son. Today, he is stealing." The importance of all of this here, Islah, Salah, Tarbiyat, etc. Today, no importance is being attached to all of this here. So this Mujaddid, Hazrat Imam Ghazali rahimahullah, Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq and the hidayat of practicing on his talimat, keeping his talimat in front of us. These ibarats, the text are the text of Hazrat Imam Ghazali rahimahullah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspire us. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم بحرمة سيد النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.